Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Cyber Dragon deck profile. So this deck actually just got a massive boost with Cyber Dragon Nasher coming out in the Dual Power set. And this deck is super good now, and it's really fun to play, and I really want to show you guys how this deck plays. So let's get straight into this, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, for all the Yu-Gi-Oh content. So let's get straight on into this. So this actually was one of my favorite decks during Yu-Gi-Oh GX. I really love Cyber Dragon, and I know I've told you guys this story probably a million times, but Cyber Dragon is one of my favorite cards of all time because when I was about, I don't even remember how I was when Yu-Gi-Oh! GX came out. But when Yu-Gi-Oh! GX came out, my mom actually bought me one pack of Cybernetic Horizon when it was in first edition, and I pulled a single copy of Cyber Dragon as a first edition super rare, and I absolutely lost it, and I loved it, and I was like, oh my god, this is such a good card, and I played it for years and years and years, and it's one of my favorite cards. And so let's get into the deck. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. You need 3 copies of Cyber Dragon in this build because it is the main monster of the whole deck. Basically, if your opponent controls no monster, if you control no monsters, your opponent controls a monster, you can instantly special summon this card from your hand. It's still a good card to this day, and still an amazing card. And so many cards have kind of duplicated its effect because of Cyber Dragon having that ability. I think this card actually was limited to 1 back in the day. I wasn't playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh back then. But then we play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Core. Cyber Dragon Core is just really good in the deck because it lets you add any of your Cyber Spell and Trap cards from your deck to your hand. And if it's in your graveyard and you can have no monsters on your field, you can banish it to special summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck, which can be your Cyber Dragon Nasher. And then Nasher's effect goes off, which is really cool. And then we have 3 copies of the new Cyber Dragon Nasher. So Cyber Dragon Nasher is just an amazing card, and I think this deck is actually going to be pretty meta, to be honest with you. At least semi-competitive. It maybe tier 2. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. It has Cyber Dragon in the name as well. You can discard 1 card. One other monster, special summon this card from your hand. Doesn't have to have any requirements. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a machine monster with 2100 attack or 2100 defense in your grave. Special summon it. You can have special summon monster for its turn, except machine monsters, which is no big deal. This card is literally an instant link 2 with Cyber Dragon Zeger. And you can actually just do some really nutsy plays, making this just an awesome card. So then we play 3 copies of Cyber Dragon Hertz. You need 3 copies of Hertz still. I wish that they would do something like this deck is really like 1, maybe 2 cards away from being busted. Like, I'm not even kidding you. So this card's effect is that you can only use, if this card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field in the grave, you can only use 1 of the following effects of Cyber Dragon Hertz per turn. And its effects are, if this card is special summon, you can make its level become 5 until the end phase of the turn. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to add a Cyber Dragon from your deck to your hand, or graveyard to your hand, which is really cool and a really amazing effect. So then I only play 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Veer. It's kind of like Kage to Kage. If a Cyber Dragon monster is normal or special summon, you can special summon it from your hand, which is pretty cool. And it makes all your Cyber Dragons gain 500 attack and defense, which is amazing. I really think it's a good ability, but it's alright, to be honest with you. Then we play 1 copy of Cyber Eltanen. Eltanen is just really good in the deck because you can banish all your light machine type monsters from your graveyard and send all cards on the field to the grave and then special summon this card. So it's kind of like Dark Hole in a way, but big, if you will. So then I play, for the other cards that aren't Cyber Dragons, I play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. It's still a good level 5 that you just discard a light machine monster from your hand or send a light machine monster from your hand to the grave and then special summon it in defense position, and then you get to add another Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand, which is always going to be another copy of Galaxy Soldier. Then I play 1 copy of Jaculucin, the Star Destroying Kaiju, because it's searchable in the deck and you can send it with Chimera Tech Mega Fleet to the grave. Or Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, I believe, is the one that you send to the grave. And then you can also use a Cyber Eltanen to send it to the grave to just be able to gain more attack, which is amazing. And then for the final 3 monsters of the deck, we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom just to be able to stop our opponent from doing certain shenanigans against us when we're trying to pull off our OTKs and stuff like that. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into, or that's it for the monsters in the main deck. Let's get into the spells. I always want to say extra deck whenever I do that. But let's get into the spells. So first off, we're going to be playing one copy of 1-for-1 because we can special summon Cyber Dragon Hertz or Cyber Dragon Nasher off of our 1-for-1. One copy of Foolish Burial. I always send Cyber Dragon Hertz to the grave. Or if I have a Cyber Dragon Nasher in hand and I don't have something that's 2100 attack or 2100 defense in my grave, I just use this to be able to send like something that I can special summon with Nasher. And then I actually play one copy of Power Bond. I want to play it at more than one because of the OTK potential, but I really can't justify it right now because the deck is more leaning towards summoning Cyber Infinity Dragon or Cyber Dragon Infinity or Cyber Dragon Nova instead of summoning more things like Cyber Twin and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon and Cyber End. So it's more of an XYZ based deck and a Link deck and less of a Fusion deck, but it still has Fusion aspects. So then we play one copy of Overload Fusion just to be able to summon our Dark Cyber Dragon monsters. One copy of Cyber Load Fusion. Cyber Load Fusion's interesting. Cyber Load Fusion states that you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as a material by shuffling fusion materials that are listed on that monster into the deck from among your cards on the field and or your face-up banished cards. Which is alright, it's pretty good, and it's a quick play, so if you banish stuff off of Cyber Eltanen, it combos really well with Cyber Eltanen. Then I play one copy of Cyber Rev System. This card's basically like Monster Reborn, but better. You can special summon a Cyber Dragon monster from your hand or grave, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is amazing. I really love that ability. Two copies is limiter removal. I don't feel like you needed it more than one. It's a good OTK maker, but I don't think you needed it more than one in this build, or more than two at this build, because you just flip it, double the attack of your machine monsters, and swing. Two copies of Instant Fusion. We play a couple of targets for Instant Fusion in the extra deck. It helps with overlay plays. It helps with making Thousand Eyes restrict and taking opponents' monsters and stuff like that. So it's just a good 2-of in the deck. I don't think it's ever needed it more than 2. Maybe 3, maybe, but it's a good 2-of. Two copies of Cyber Repair Plan. I might drop this down to 1. I'm really considering about it, but I haven't yet. Basically, if you have a Cyber Dragon in your grave, you get to either add a Light Machine type monster from your deck to your hand, or target a Light Machine monster in your graveyard and shuffle that target into the deck. Or if you have 3 Cyber Dragon monsters, you can activate both effects, which is kind of cool. So then we play 3 copies of Machine Duplication. Machine Dupe is just busted in this deck because for the simple reason, all of like Cyber Dragon Nasher and Core count as Cyber Dragon while on the field or in the grave. So you activate Machine Dupe and then you get to special summon 2 copies of Cyber Dragon onto your side of the field instead of Nasher or Core, which is just an old it's kind of an old school Cyber Dragon combo, but when I found that out years and years ago, I was like, oh my god, that is nuts. You can literally put 4 copies of Cyber Dragon on the field just off of Machine Dupe, just by like normal summoning. Like you can have Nasher in hand and have like my big combos. I have like this and Machine Dupe in my hand. And what I'll do is I'll discard the Cyber Dragon from my hand, the grave, especially summon Nasher. Nasher revive Cyber Dragon, activate Machine Dupe on Nasher. Nasher's effect counts as Cyber Dragon, and I'll special summon out my 2 other Cyber Dragons from my deck. And literally at this point, you can make a Link 4 or make just a Link 2, which is your Zeger. You make Zeger, and then you make Infinity, and you look at your opponent like, hey, what's up? Let's go. So then we play 3 copies of Cyber Emergency. Cyber Emergency is really good. You get to add either a Light Machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck, or a Cyber Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, which is really good. And then that's it for the spells. So for the traps, I still play 1 trap in the deck. And you guys are going to know what it is. It's a Cyber Dragon trap, and it's not Cyber Network. It's 1 copy of Cybernetic Overflow. So Cybernetic Overflow is you banish Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, face up from your side of the field, or grave, and then destroy cards equal to the number of cards you control that were banished, which is really cool. And I really love that effect. And then if this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you get to add a Cyber Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand. So you can set this and bait your opponent, and then they can pop it, and then you can just add a Cyber Spell or Trap, which is good. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Zeger. Zeger is good. Zeger is just good at 1. I don't feel like I would ever need more than 1 Zeger at a time. Seeker's effect is you just have to take 2 machine monsters, including at least a Cyber Dragon, to special summon it. And then while this card's on the field, its name becomes Cyber Dragon while on the field in the grave. And during either player's battle phase, if this card has not declared an attack, you can target a machine monster you control and make it that has 21 attack. And for the rest of the turn, it gains 21 attack and defense, and neither player takes battle damage from attacks involving it. It's a good one of. I would not play this at more than 1, to be honest with you. 1 copy of the Summon Sorceress. I feel like this is, again, another one of those good 1-ofs in the deck. I probably wouldn't play it ever. I don't think anybody ever plays Summon Sorcerer more than 1. But usually I just summon Nasher off of this and then get the special summon from Grave, and then I can link into something like my Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin is really good in this deck. If this card is link summon, you can discard a card and target spell or trap in the grave and set it to your field. And then it also has the ability that if it's co-linked, you can draw a card if you activate the ability, and then you can only use the effect of Nightmare Griffin once per turn. And once per turn, special summon some monsters on the field cannot activate their effects unless they are linked, which is not a big deal because we're going to have all the link arrows anyways, so whatever. Then 1 copy of Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh just as good for our Cyber Dragon Nasher, linking it away, or linking away our copy of Hurt. If we normal summon Hurt, you can link it away and get rid of it. And then for the XYZ monsters, we play 2 copies of our Cyber Dragon Nova and 2 copies of Affinity. You need this at least. I don't feel like you need any more than 2 and 2. I feel like that's plenty. For our instant fusion targets, we're playing 1 copy of Panzer Dragon. Panzer Dragon is good in here because it just lets us summon itself off of the instant fusion. 1 copy of Thousand Eyes. Restrict. You summon this again off of instant fusion, and you can use Linkuriboh to link it away once you take the opponent's monster. And then we play 1 copy of Cyber Twin Dragon, Power Bond, and your Cyber Overload Fusion or Cyber Load Fusion, whatever it is. You can summon that off of it. But I usually summon this off of Power Bond, or you can summon Chimeratech Rampage Dragon. Chimeratech Rampage Dragon is another option for, it's the only option for your, what's it called? Overload Fusion. But basically, it's a really, really busted card. You used to be able to just have this as a win condition. 2 copies of Chimeratech Mega Fleet Dragon, because your opponent's going to put a lot of stuff in the extra monster zone, and you just have to have Cyber Dragon on the field, link in, or just basically tag into this, which is easy. And then 1 copy of Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, just to be able to take like the Jackie-Lucen off of your opponent's side of the field and a Cyber Dragon on your side of the field and summon this at 2k and be able to attack your opponent, which is nice. So that's it for that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this deck. It's a really, really fun deck to play. Like I said, it's super, super competitive. I mean, I think it's going to be competitive. I really see Cyber Dragons being competitive in the future. Because they just, like I said, they just need like 1 or 2 good cards, and Infinity is already broken. Like, Infinity is already broken. This is a sleeper deck that you guys should totally invest in Nashers before they skyrocket. I think they're already up to like 16 each. I think that's how much I paid for my Nashers, was like 16. But I think it's going to go up even more than that. So, anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad. And don't forget to hit that big subscribe button in the middle of the screen so you guys can become a part of the Dark Armed Alliance. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.